Who are you? What do you want from me?
You have a lot of spirit!
Okay. We are finally... See, this is where I left off, by the way. I finished the entirety of this Piccolo and was about to do Yellow, or was about to do Power Awaken Piccolo and realized that, people couldn't capture my mic when I was playing with a friend. But to make a long story short, we're finally back. Honestly, where we were recording, it feels so good. Maybe I can finally start bulk recording again. But anyways, this is meant to be, I think, really early, or towards the end, OG Dragon Ball Piccolo and, very, very early DBZ Piccolo. He has nice combos. I like that they include the stretchy arms in a lot of the kicks. I think those are really cool moves. And I am happy that he has the stretchy arm as a grab. Not a lot of games do stretchy arm Piccolo, and it feels like stretchy arm Piccolo is kind of forgotten by the narrative besides like the movies and stuff. So it is cool to see them here. And I would honestly say that he has a really good fighting style, really good basic attacks, and very good combo strings. Not much to really fuss about. Just Attack is a interesting move. It's the move he does on Raditz. It's never been in any Dragon Ball game. So Xenoverse did add in a move that Piccolo's never had before, and I will give them points for that. Because it's not a move that I would really have expected, but with these presets, you do need moves to fill them out. And unless you were to adapt one of the melee moves that Piccolo does in OG Dragon Ball, this is a nice alternative of this one just being the fight with Raditz. Evil Explosion, it's your typical Piccolo move from the other games. It's a nice burst. This time it has a nice red lightning before the blast comes out. I do like the blast. It's become one of my favorite moves to use, and it's very good. It's a W for Piccolo. There's not really anything wrong with it. Wall of Defense, he really shouldn't have it on this preset. He should have it in his next preset, though. So I probably would have replaced this with the Mouth Blast he uses to pierce Goku's chest at the end of Dragon Ball. Just to give him something, since the first preset of Goku's really meant to be, the Piccolo Jr. version of Goku. This could be the Junior Piccolo Saga version of Piccolo, and I think giving him the Mouth Beam would have really set this apart, and possibly even Giant Special Beam Cannon. You need a move to give Piccolo, and this is his most iconic technique, even more so than Hell Zone Grenade and Light Grenade, so it makes sense that it is a ultimate. Maybe I would have given him the Mouth Blast here and given him Evil Eyes, so we have another Mouth Beam ultimate or something. But Special Beam Cannon, once again, is not a bad ultimate, and I'm not going to complain as much, because this is kind of meant to be the fight with Raditz Piccolo, and, well, he does kill Raditz with it, so, hey, it makes sense being here. And we have the end of the Saiyan Saga Piccolo, and what I also believe to be his fight with second and third form Frieza Piccolo. And the way that I would have done this is actually given him more moves related to that. His stretchy uppercut barrage move is cool, but I probably would have replaced it with one of the melee rushes he does to second form Frieza, just so we can have it. Because we don't really see a lot of moves from this era of Piccolo, or at least from his fight with second form Frieza, and I think it deserves to be recognized, especially since this version is kind of meant to be his fight with Nappa and I think Frieza. There's really no Namek preset Piccolo. You can argue that his third preset is meant to be it, but that can also... But I think it also makes sense for this version to kind of be both. Evil Explosion is perfectly fine. I wouldn't change that. His paralyzing eye beam, I probably would change to something else. Probably the rush he used to kill the Cybermen. Yeah, this Piccolo would be very rush heavy, but Piccolo has a lot of cool rushes that they did not include in this game, and I really wish they did. Either that or make it an ultimate, but I think it could work as a super. His ultimate, Reverse Mabu Cinco, is here. It's the sneak attack he does on Nappa that they turned into a counter. Honestly, one of my favorite moves. The lightning effect and then the blast, it's really cool. And I hope we get more counter ultimates in the future. We only have a handful, and I would like to see more. Full Power Energy Wave, honestly, I still think this should have been Special Beam Cannon. There's really no reason to give him this, unless you were going to give him the beam version of Evil Explosion and call it Demon Wave. That would have been a nice alternative to Full Power Energy Wave, especially when it's a move that, again, Piccolo doesn't have in this game, and has been prevalent in a lot of other video games. This version of Piccolo is almost useless. Yeah, it's cool that we have a ripped version of his outfit. And I get it, this is probably used in like PQs and stuff. But it does feel pretty useless to have. Yeah, we got Evil Eyes. That's nice. It's one of the few Piccolo moves. I wouldn't have minded as much if this version had more Piccolo moves and had stuff from the Frieza Saga to make this as the definitive... Oh, hey, this is the Frieza Saga preset. That rush, maybe like a wave or something. Something else that kind of shows it. Because right now, this is just the post-third form Frieza fight, holding off Frieza so Goku can from the Spirit Bomb Piccolo. Which, hey, is basically here because there's a whole story chapter, or there's a whole story fight with it in story mode. So this does make sense why it's here, and I do like ripped outfits in Dragon Ball games. So there's nothing completely wrong with it, but, I mean, out of everything. Maybe they could have done a little bit better, but hey, it's a ripped preset, Piccolo's low on energy, the energy shrunk combo makes sense. So I'm not super fussed. It's really the last two presets I'm going to give the most hell. This is not counting his festival one, by the way. And here we are with Android/Cell Arc Piccolo. Basically, just his fight 17 and his second match with Imperfect Cell. Basically, Piccolo's coolest movement in DBZ and one of the best fights in the entire franchise. Barely gets any coverage. I don't know where Sonic Kick comes from. I believe it's not a Xenoverse especially creative mood, but I'm not sure. I would have replaced it with the combo he does with 217 that ends in that blast. It would just be a really cool super. Hell, it'd work as an ultimate. But I have an idea for the ultimates. Maybe I would have turned Special Beam Cannon into a super attack this time, or given him Demon Explode. Well, Yeah, I know Evo Explosion's kind of meant to be Demon Explosive Wave, but you could call this one Explosive Demon Wave or something, and make it the ball that he has in Budokai. That'd be a cool move to give him. Paralyzed Beam. Maybe give him one of the combo moves he does on Semi-Perfect Cell. I'm really thinking the way he just comes in and frickin' kicks him. But 17 Piccolo do have a couple other moves you can use. He has a Command Super in Raging Blast 2 you can turn into a super attack here that also could have been used. And then for ultimates, Hellzone Grenade. I've never understood why Hellzone Grenade is a ultimate attack in most games when his strongest move is Light Grenade, and it should be Light Grenade. I can understand if you have like a single Piccolo, you might want to give him multiple ultimates, but it always makes sense for me that it's Light Grenade that's his ultimate, not Hellzone or Special Beam Cannon. You can argue Special Beam Cannon needs to be his ultimate because it's his most iconic attack, but not all Gokus need a Kamehameha finisher. Would just like to point that out. But anywho, I see why it's an ultimate here. I think I do think they could have coded it in to be a super, but I do see the intent of making it a ultimate here, and it works nicely as an ultimate. It looks good, has cool animation and stuff. It looks cool. Light Grenade here, you can actually charge up 3 times. Actually, in fact, I don't really understand why it's a super here when you could have replaced Special Beam Cannon and made Hellzone Grenade made Light Grenade into a ultimate, so he has Hellzone and Light Grenade as a ultimate attack. That pretty much fixes my entire issue with this preset, especially with Light Grenade being a super attack. In most modern games, Light Grenade is his ultimate, except for in Sparking Zero, which doesn't make sense. But that's another Sparking Zero video I have to make on how deep it clings to the Budokai Tenkaichi 3 movesets and how that actually harms quite a lot of their movesets. But that is something I should probably talk about at a later date and not here, because Xenoverse doesn't really suffer that same problem. And actually, I'm more harsh on Xenoverse because there are multiple presets and there are multiple attacks that you can give these characters and introduce through free updates as well, that there's really no reason for some of these movesets to be as bad as they are. This is legit just meant to be Boo Arc Piccolo. And yeah, Piccolo basically just jacks shit in the Boo Arc. I don't really understand why this version is here. He does have Volleyball Fist, which again is meant to be the illusion of spiking Boo Ball Slam, which again isn't in the game, so I don't understand why this preset exists. Especially when he does nothing in the Boo Arc. This was used in the story mode when you fight Demigra and you fight Control Piccolo, so I guess it's understandable to a certain degree why it's here. Again, it was for story mode, and I do like when story mode presets become playable. Just for like, it feels neat, and it feels like I'm actually getting stuff from the story mode. But other than that, yes, this is still a pretty bad moveset, and they still had time to add in moves that they haven't before, that they lost a chance on the other presets. You could also argue, hey, this is also Battle of the Gods Piccolo, but seeing as he basically has literally nothing to really indicate that this is fighting shape Piccolo, this is just Boo Art Piccolo, and yeah, it's kind of sad. Piccolo isn't really fighting Boo. It's early Super Syndrome. Now, here we are with Festival Piccolo. His festival move is Hellzone Grenade. It falls in, it's kind of the middle category. I do like the combo, but it is the exact same thing as most of the festival attacks. A super attack into a combo or a combo into a super attack that's usually pulled from their basic combo strings. It's nice that they gave Hellzone Grenade to be a super, but I would much rather them do something with like another move or giving him a totally new move like they've done for several characters like Deborah and Dispo. I also think festival presets should be a celebration of all their moves. They should have totally unique moves and things like that. But they don't, for whatever reason. I also forgot the showcase, which I will do now. Doesn't really matter, because it doesn't change anything, doesn't change my opinion of this preset at all. The consecutive energy wave! Blast. Yay! I'm fine with him having Hellzone Grenade in this form. He should also have Evil Explosion, Evil Eyes, Reverse Mabusinko. That should have been what we got, but we didn't. Is it a nice move? Yeah, I do like it. It's not bad. I do wish we could see more of the Hellzone grenades being launched, because, I actually thought the attack was over. I almost forgot that he launched them. That's because I wanted to be a bunch of them, a swarm, similar to other games like Raging Blast 2. But there isn't. So it's kind of let down on here, because it could have been a really cool move. Hellzone Grenade's usually really cool. But I really think they dropped the ball here. And I think they dropped the ball mostly with Piccolo in general. Yes, he has cool moves. Crystal Beam Cannon, Reverse Mabusinko, Light Grenade, Hellzone Grenade. Cool moves. Moves that I definitely like. But overall, Piccolo reeks of Xenoverse 1. And his DLC versions are his best versions. I guess that shouldn't be a surprise at all. But, I don't know. He feels a little bit disappointing and underwhelming. He's not Gogeta 4 forgettable, but he's not a shining star either. He completely sits in the middle of bad and good. He's okay. Not the worst, not the best, not good, not bad, but just okay. Fun to play, yes. But, other than that, I guess they did do a good job at really showcasing Piccolo's key moves, but they really didn't showcase any of his melee stuff, which is a disappointment because he has really cool rushes and stuff like that they could have made into moves.